Well, it doesn't matter if it's 0-4, 2 all, 2-0, 3-1. I like to keep words like revenge out of the series because the very next question people talk about spirit of the game. So revenge, spirit of the game, the vocabulary gets too confusing. So I think it's better off to say it was a good series for us. There are plenty of individuals who did really well. Quite a few bowlers, quite a few batsmen. They got some exposure. They scored runs in difficult condition. If you see, uh, you know, all four games. Fortunately, I lost the toss, which meant we had to bat the fourth innings. And we all know it's very difficult. When it comes to batting the subcontinent, doesn't really matter if you are the home team or you're playing in any other subcontinental, countries. Well, you'll have to answer, what's right and what's wrong, because your opinion really counts. And the very fact that, I feel when four fast bowlers play, it becomes strategy. When three spinners or four spinners play, it becomes a bad wicket. So for Virender Sehwag, if you have a deep point and a deep third man with a deep square leg, it's a strategy. And if MS Dhoni has a deep point and a deep square leg for David Warner, it's defensive field set. So you have to see what the mindset is, and accordingly you go ahead. Well, you seem very excited and demoralized, at the same time. Uh, but yes, we had a tough time, and the very fact is, you learn a lot more when you're going through a rough period compared to the good times where everything goes your way. And I think individuals learned a lot from the tough period, and we were able to implement the learnings in this particular series, and at the same time, we were able to build partnership. That was the key factor for us when we were batting. We said what we want is partnership. Not we don't want individual to score hundreds, but we laid a lot of emphasis on partnership. And ultimately, if you earn the kind of partnership we are talking about, you'll get individuals who'll score centuries. So I think it was crucial that we break down, have a slightly different strategy, and I thought all the individuals, they executed their plans really well. Well, it remains the same. As I said, what you have to see, the kind of cricket we play has entirely changed. If you see this particular Test match, most of the time when the off spinner was bowling, what was the field? You have a short leg, you have a backward, you have a slip, and you have three fielders: deep mid wicket, long on, and deep square leg. So, that. I think that era of saying aggressive cricket where you have to have the mid on up has gone. What you want is you see the batsman, read the batsman as to whether he is very much into the mindset of, if there's a mid on and a deep mid wicket, and with four catching fielders, if he can rotate every ball, and if he's not having any problems dealing with the bowler, then you try to bring in the mid on fielder or the deep mid wicket fielder to like build up the pressure. But if he's not able to consistently do that, especially on wickets like these, it's important that you don't give them runs in a bunch. You don't want to give them boundaries. Okay, rotate. If you rotate four times, you get 4 runs, and those 4 runs we can get them out as many times. Well, not much has changed. I had to change a bit. The reason being, the kind of lineup. The lineup has entirely changed. The bowling lineup still you see it's quite the same, but the batting lineup has changed a lot. Almost completely, you can say, which means you have to tell the youngsters what needs to be done, what went wrong, and all those things. So you have to change a bit. And when you have experienced cricketers in the side, more often than not, they know what really went wrong. So you don't have to be vocal at times. But what's important is with the new side, you often have to talk to them. Keep telling them what needs to be done. What are the faults, and all those small things that really matter. So when it comes to operating on the field, nothing much has really changed. But also, what I felt was with this young side, it's important to uh, get them into a system where they do things that are supposed to be done. Because the habits they get used to right now is what they will go ahead with it. I may not be there in 2, 3 or 4 years time, but all these cricketers, they will be around for 8 to 10 more years. So it's important that they start off with good habits and they continue with it, so that when the newer generation comes under them, they also just go ahead with the good habits. Well, if you see, the openers have performed really well. As I said, the condition were quite difficult for the batsmen to score freely. I believe Shikhar batted really well in the last game. Vijay batted well over a period of time. So I feel they have done really well. And Pujara, I think, very impressed with Pujara. He got injured in the first innings, yet he came out to open for us and score those big runs. So I think overall I'm very happy with the performance of especially the newer players. Just got a chance to play in this series. And at the same time, you talked about number 6 position, and I think Jadeja has done really well with the ball, and slowly he's getting into that thing of scoring runs. He may take a bit of time, but it's very important that we have a youngster like him who can bowl consistently and bat a bit, so that once we go abroad or in different condition, we can use it and we can still have 5 bowlers when it comes to the bowling lineup. Well, what do you say? The schoolboys just graduated into college for a while. I think the good thing, it was handled really well by the umpires and the match referee, because one thing what I always tell the match referee, is that whichever team starts it, I think the other team has equal right to give it back to them, and then you should stop it, saying no more. Now both of you, both the sides need to be disciplined, because if you stop one side from saying a few things that need to be said at that point of time, the individuals on that side, just keep it, and at some times just blow it out on the opposition, and that's the time when people get fined and disciplinary action gets taken. So I was very happy with the way it was handled, and after that, I think both the teams, they responded really well. But still, a bit of chit chat is still fine, I feel. Don't speculate. No if, no but. Either you say it is or you say it's not. 2005, you said the same thing. I mean, like from the media, so let's not speculate. Yes, he gave us important breakthroughs, especially in the last test match. If I'm not wrong, the 3 wickets that he got us, were very crucial. The fact that we won with 2.5 overs to spare, I think a lot of credit goes to the bunch of bowlers for bowling quickly, so that we could generate those extra overs, because if we would have just bowled 14 or 15 overs an hour, we won't have got those extra 5 or 10 overs. So the credit goes to them. But also Bhuvnesh is someone who bowls really well. Yes, all these 4 games that we played, it was not very fast bowler friendly, and he's not someone who bowls quick, but he bowls at a decent pace. So I think he'll be very effective abroad, especially that he can swing the ball both ways. So we'll have to wait and see, but he has shown, especially in the ODIs, that if the conditions are slightly helpful, he can really swing the ball. Yes, especially that he was facing a bit of pressure, and I think it was very important for him to come back in the right frame of mind, because people talk a lot of different things. As I talked about the strategy aspect, in the same way, if you have a lot of variation, once you are doing well, people talk about those variations. Once you are not doing so well, you're not getting so many wickets, you're like, he's not consistent, he bowls a lot of variations. So I think it was very important for him to back himself. I don't think there was any pressure on him from the side. So I think he bowled really well, and what was important was he needs to have his own plans, his own strategies, as well as going along with the team strategy. So being the lead bowler, I think he performed really well in the series. Whenever we needed an important wicket, he was always there, and if he didn't take it, Jadeja took it for us. So I think that really helps. If you have 2 or 3 bowlers who can give us those important breakthroughs, that's needed at the right time. Well, he had a tough time, let's all admit that. But I think he's someone who knows the game really well. He knows the basics of the cricket. His technical knowledge, I've talked about all this. His technical knowledge about batting is immense, and I think he's there helping all the youngsters, who have come into the side to groom them to do well in different conditions. So especially, I'm very happy for him because he has only seen, or spent a tough period with us, when especially when it comes to days cricket. Of course, he has seen some good ODI performances, but I think this was the best that we have performed, under him, and we can only improve from here. And glad he's around. My answer will be shorter than your question because you are still speaking. I'm sure of that. You have not seen a lot of interviews of mine. I always say I stay in the present. So right now we have got 2 days off. We will take some time off. It's end of season for us. We don't have any more national duties. We have a charity game on the 30th. We play that charity game. Get into the IPL. Enjoy the IPL. Try to keep the body as but fit as possible, and then we will see. There's plenty of time, as you said. So let's not speculate about who will be there, who won't be there. So let's see. We'll have a better pool of bowlers, in the sense most of the bowlers who are unfit right now will be fit and available for selection at that point of time.